Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Nat, and today I want to talk about one of my favorite songs from the last year, Bunny is a Writer. Bunny is a Writer is a 2021 sleeper hit from Caroline Polacheck. She released it in July 2021 as a single, and the song is still going strong on the pop and alternative charts. Pitchfork magazine named Bunny is a Writer the best song of 2021. Caroline included the song on her 2023 album, Desire I Want to Turn Into You, which she dropped earlier this year, and it's still one of her top songs on Spotify right now. But what does Bunny is a Writer actually mean? In Caroline's own words,
but it's kind of like this genre of kind of like psychedelic, sexy nonsense.
I set out to unravel the mystery behind this song. In this video, I'm going to cover music and lyrics, as well as song structure and an interesting connection I found to an Of Montreal song from 2007. First of all, I want to start by saying that not every pop song needs meaning. As humans, we constantly look for stories, but sometimes the words don't matter. That's sort of the case with Bunny is a Writer.
There were a lot of people kind of tweeting at me or like about Bunny is a Writer being like, what the F does this song mean? Like, I don't understand this. Can someone explain this to me?
In an episode of Charlie XCX's podcast, Best Song Ever for BBC Radio 1, this is what we got.
Who is Bunny?
Bunny is all of us, Charlie.
Okay, great.
Anyone can be Bunny. If you make yourself a bit unavailable. You know, if you're not really giving that text back, if you are booked and busy, if you are feeling yourself, and you have like big plans.
Okay, got you.
Bunny is a Writer is about like, you know, being unavailable and being kind of ephemeral and being on your own schedule. And, you know, I think after being so available in the pandemic, everyone felt so attached to their phones and so beholden to each, you know, and that was good. We took good care of each other. I thought, you know, the idea of being like free and sexy in the summer, it was actually just like no strings attached, no responsibilities. And even if that's just a temporary state, you know, Bunny is a Writer is a bit of a independence fantasy.
I love it. This is like hot bunny summer.
But what about the hook? Bunny is a Writer. What's a writer?
Well, even like Juice by Lizzo, she's not explaining what juice is. You just know what it is.
As we'll discuss in part 3, there may be a hidden meaning behind the word writer that Polacheck may or may not have been aware of. But for now, it sounds like she just liked the way it sounded. According to Apple Music, Polacheck ad-libbed the words Bunny is a Writer with the initial melody sketch. Though she was unsure what it all meant, Polacheck loved the words and carried on rolling with it. Slowly, these pictures came together as this alter ego of Bunny, or like the state of being Bunny, where you're just completely non-findable and no one's getting their texts back. Let's take a look at the lyrics.
Bunny is a writer, sad all I can find her. No sympathy, ain't nothing for free.
The first verse establishes Bunny as an independent, unattached character who doesn't text back and doesn't need your attention. No sympathy, ain't nothing for free. She's not giving you her time, or his time, or their time for free.
But I'm so non-physical. I do feel like the lady. I do, fireworks blazing. I do, heart isn't breaking. I do, but don't drop my name.
This line could be about wanting space and wanting to be untouchable. I read on Genius that I do is a homophone with adieu, the French word for goodbye. The lines fireworks blazing, feel like the lady, and heart is unbreaking make me picture an exciting new relationship, but the line don't drop my name might mean the speaker still wants their freedom.
Dirty like it's Earth Day, tryna wet that palette. Can you cut that dry, crush that rag, run down to you? A1 on a Thursday, tryna go ask Alice, tryna catch that.
This is my favorite part of the song. It's super syncopated, and I love the way the vowels are stretched over the beat. There's a floating fan theory that Bunny is like the cocaine hookup for her friend group. I think that theory comes from the last 2 lines of this bridge. The line, "Can I go ask Alice?" refers to the 1971 fake diary called Go Ask Alice that was marketed as a real girl's diary, but was basically really propaganda for the war on drugs. The line, "Trying to catch that rabbit" in the book refers to chasing a high. One of the reasons this song is so exciting is because it's really just bass and percussion. There's some marimba, some triangles, some whistling, some 808 drums, some vocal layering, and some ambiance, but there aren't really any chords anchoring the song. Maybe that's because Bunny doesn't want anything anchoring her. The bass guitar is also part of the rhythm section in some bands, so it's pretty cool that Bunny as a writer is almost all rhythm. In the Pitchfork article about the best songs of 2021, Kat Zhang writes, "Polacheck and producer Danny L. Harrell opt for a sound that is both commercial and weird. The thrill of the song is wrapped up in how it skirts any pressure to lay out its intentions, how it moves at its own whims. Bunny keeps you guessing." Even though Caroline Polacheck's whole thing is experimenting with and sometimes outright rejecting pop songwriting structure, Bunny as a writer does have a pretty traditional verse-chorus-verse pop songwriting structure. The hook, "Bunny is a writer," starts off each verse. The "I'm so non-physical" part heads up the chorus, but it's misleading because the title and the hook are in the verse, not in the chorus. "Dirty Like It's Earth Day" hits off the bridge, and the song features some nice riffs for the intro and the outro. Bam. Secretly, it's a pop song. Okay, here's where I feel like I need to put out a trigger warning. I'm not even sure what kind of trigger warning to include, so I'm just going to give it to you straight. This next part involves some wildly outdated attitudes towards trans people and Black people, and also queer people. It includes some regional etymology that I've tried to intellectualize as much as possible, but it is pretty offensive. Bunny Ain't No Kind of Writer is kind of messed up. One day when I was searching for Bunny as a writer on my Spotify, I found a song with almost the same name, Bunny Ain't No Kind of Writer by Of Montreal. According to Genius, Bunny Ain't No Kind of Writer is the first song following The Past is a Grotesque Animal, the tipping point of the album and the halfway mark during which Of Montreal frontman Kevin Barnes transforms into Georgie Fruit, a, quote, Black man in his 40s with a gender-bending glam rock past, end quote. The second half of Hissing Fauna is told from the perspective of Georgie. In this song, Georgie meets a girl at a bar in Of Montreal's hometown of Athens, Georgia. Okay, y'all, I'm pretty sure at the time this just seemed like some innocent metrosexual curiosity, but I'm pretty sure this is why we need Black rights, and this is why we need trans rights, and this is why we need visibility for both of those marginalized groups. In 2020, the white male-passing but non-binary Kevin Barnes released a statement on Of Montreal's website. Barnes apologized for the offensive persona and admitted their ignorance, saying they didn't know many Black trans people at the time. But the song's lyrics didn't age that well either. The chorus goes like this.
To me, you're just some faggy girl, and I need a lover with soul power.
But Bunny Ain't No Kind of Writer did pique my interest because it has almost the exact same title as Bunny is a Writer. So what's a writer? An Urban Dictionary entry includes the lyrics to a song called Traveling Riverside Blues, recorded in 1937 by Robert Johnson and covered by Led Zeppelin in 1969. In the song, the singer celebrates a lover who is his writer, kind of like a ride or die. There are some lines in the song that suggest the singer's lover is a trans woman. The definition, which I will not repeat here, says the term writer is Mississippi Delta slang from the 1920s and 1930s that means a trans woman. Even though this doesn't have tons to do with Caroline Polacheck, I do want to bring it up because Traveling Riverside Blues was a huge hit for Led Zeppelin, and there is a lot of other trans imagery in their other songs. I think it's important to bring up because it shows that trans life has always mattered and trans people have always been a part of our society, even though they haven't always been allowed to speak for themselves. And I personally don't want Led Zeppelin speaking for anyone besides the 4 members that make up the band. I'm not familiar with this regional slang, but I do know Of Montreal is from Georgia, and that's not so far from the Mississippi Delta. So maybe the band picked up the term writer from traveling Riverside Blues. Here's the Bunny connection. Of Montreal was an indie band during the golden age of indie bands, around 2003 to 2012. I know about them because they were on an OC soundtrack in 2005. Caroline Polacheck floated in indie alternative circles around that time too. Her band Chairlift formed in 2005. Chairlift was nominated for a VMA in 2009, and they had a song featured in an iPod Nano commercial. Caroline says Bunny is a Writer is an ad-libbed lyric, and I believe it, but it's possible that she encountered the Of Montreal song and stored it in her subconscious for years to come. Anyways, could be just a random connection, but I found it interesting. So, what kind of a writer is Bunny? My theory? She rides the vibes. Whatever the lyrics mean, Bunny as a Writer has a unique beat and a unique place in post-pandemic liberation. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. It really supports the channel and helps me make more videos. So like and subscribe if you want to see them. And if you've got some Bunny lore, drop it in the comments. Love to see it. Thank you so much, everybody. Take care.